And welcome to today's video. This is a B1 level reading lesson, and today we're going to be reading a short article about organizing a party. So what makes a good party? Well, some of the things might be good food, or if it's an outdoor party, good weather, music, and maybe dancing. And what could go wrong? Well, bad weather, people not turning up, people getting sick, arguments, and no music. And how do people normally celebrate their birthday? And do they usually plan a party themselves? And if you'd like to give your ideas in the comments, that would be great. Right, first we have one vocabulary word. Originally means at first. And now we're going to read this short article about planning a birthday party. You can pause the video and read this on your own, or you can follow along as I read. Last weekend, we threw a wonderful party to celebrate my grandmother's 70th birthday. The weather was perfect, and more than 100 guests came to celebrate with my gran. Nothing went wrong. Originally, I wanted to throw a surprise party, but my parents didn't agree to it. When I asked why, my father just said, "After a certain age, people don't like surprises so much." My mom and dad sat down with my gran and prepared a long guest list. Of course, Gran wanted to invite many people, some of whom she had not seen for a long time. A smartphone is a phone that has email and the internet. A landline is a traditional phone that is attached to your house. As you can imagine, it's not so easy inviting older people to a party. I thought I could send an email and then call everyone on the phone, but of course, older people often don't use a smartphone. I would call the same person on their landline number at 10 a.m. No answer. Again at 3 p.m. No answer. And finally in the evening, still no answer. After calling for a few days, I realized my grandma was right when she asked, "Why don't you just send an invitation by post? People our age still check the post box more than our email accounts." Okay, cutlery, knives, forks, knives, and spoons. Streamers are long colored pieces of paper. Relieved is happy that something bad has not happened. To rent is to pay to use something for a short time. And a uniform, special clothes for doing a certain job. So it took me a week to write invitations and send them. After that, I called a baker to make an enormous chocolate cake, my grandmother's favorite. I also went shopping with my parents to buy paper plates, plastic cutlery, and decorations like balloons and streamers. Finally, we booked a catering company to provide food. There was no way my parents and I could make enough food for 100 guests. When the big day arrived, I woke up early. The sun was shining, so I felt relieved. After all, we were going to hold the party in our backyard. We set up the rented tables and chairs. My brothers and I spent hours decorating every inch of the garden with decorations. The caterers came at midday. They looked very smart in their black and white uniforms. And exhausting means very tired. And then the guests arrived. There were people whom my gran hadn't seen for many years. She felt incredibly happy and smiled from ear to ear for the whole day. The party was a great success, but I don't think I'm going to work in event management. It's too exhausting. All right, so now you're going to match the verbs with the correct nouns. You can pause the video, try this on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So to send an invitation, to throw a party, to invite a guest, to bake a cake, to celebrate a birthday, to rent an apartment, and to agree to a suggestion. So how old is the author in this text? It doesn't really say exactly, but there's evidence that the author is either a child or a teenager. And one of the clues is that they requested permission from their parents to throw Grandma a surprise party. What did the author's father mean when he said after a certain age people don't like surprises so much? Just that older people don't enjoy surprises in life as much as younger people. And what is event management, and why doesn't the author want to do that? Event management is the profession of organizing events for people or companies. The author doesn't want to do it as a profession because the experience of organizing the party was exhausting. And have you ever organized an event? Was it difficult? And did anything go wrong? Share your experiences in the comments. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.